Hello, everybody. Oh, it's been a while, and it feels good to be back. I hope everybody enjoyed their holiday, and let's just get right into it. So this is going to be about Star Citizen, everybody. And if you haven't done so already, hit the like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below with what you think about my thoughts here. And disclaimer, as always, I am a little bit biased towards Star Citizen, and this isn't a review about any games or anything. This is just my opinion on what I think Star Citizen, or CIG, the company making Star Citizen, should do to bring better quality of life to the game, because right now I feel like it is lacking. And again, please watch this through because you won't understand what I'm trying to get at if you don't completely watch the video. So here we go. Basically, my gripe right now, and there's quite a bit, but let's just talk about one at a time. And right now it's currently weapons. And we have what we have in most MMOs, a meta build. So typically, do this build, you will win. That's just how a meta build goes. I mean, it's in a lot of games. The only way to combat that is to be more strategic and have consequences for said meta builds. And I'm not saying completely nerf them or nuke them. That's not a solution. That's just putting a bandage over something, or completely just ripping that bandage off and creating more issues. So don't do that, CIG. Please don't do that. So how do we have meaningful purpose to use ballistic weapons? That is the big issue right now. Currently the meta build is distortion. You put distortion, you just need 2 of them, and then pretty much repeaters. That's it. Energy. So let me tell you how a typical scenario will play out in a dogfight. I'm going to shoot you with my distortions until I shut down your ship, and then I'm going to repeat you. As my distortions are recharging, I'm going to continue to repeat you, and then midway through I'm going to start distortion again, where I shut you down even further. And I'm going to go right back into repeating, and right back into distortion, and so on and so on and so on. And where this makes it hurt even more, once you shut down a ship with distortion, all you have to do is set your power triangle to all weapons, and you're going to basically recharge in seconds. I mean, it's insane how fast you recharge those energy weapons. Insanely fast. A ship will not be able to move. It's done. It's literally done. You sit there and you take it and you enjoy it because you have nothing you can do. It will shut down your turrets. It will shut down your ship. It makes you useless. You can try to run when you get your power back, but it doesn't help. You can't fight. That's the problem. You can't fight. So, how do we fix that? Again, I know a lot of you are gonna go, "This is an alpha, Samir. Cool your horses. It's gonna get fixed." Not really. It tends to be most content creators will voice their opinion on something, and only a select few do they listen to, such as your Salty Mike. We've seen a hit to atmosphere flight and quantum travel because he used to complain about how on his stream there wasn't any meaningful content for his viewers, so CIG kind of listened to him and a couple other streamers back then, and they changed atmospheric flight and quantum travel flight. We used to have an atmosphere, I think it took a Starfarer or a Reclaimer, I think 20 minutes, 18 minutes, 20 minutes to get out of atmosphere, and 5 minutes for a little fighter play, like the Arrow. But again, I digress, that's old stuff. Weapons, let's worry about weapons right now. So as I was saying, if CIG doesn't implement something now and sticks with it, it tends to get changed to overcome some people and make them happy. And they eventually said they're going to go back to said things, but here's the problem. If you don't do it now, people are going to get so accustomed to something, they're going to hate change later. And when you make that change, they're going to complain, and what are you going to do? Are you going to bend over backwards, CIG, or are you going to put your foot down and say, this is our game, this is what we've said is going to be our game, so make the game that you are making. Stop listening to the content creators that you assume are big, and I get they're bringing you revenue, but they're also kind of hurting your game in the process. They're really not good. They're two-faced. They're there for themselves. They're not really there for you. Remember that, CIG. And again, take my information with a grain of salt. So, let's get on to it. Sorry, that was my little rant about some of the content creators out there. I apologize. I just had to get that off my chest. Feels good. So, yes, the way we can fix it. So the way we can fix it is consequences. That's the biggest thing. Death of a spaceman. Once that's in, consequences. We don't have consequences right now. How do you make a consequence for an energy-based weapon? Your current consequence is none. There is none. Absolutely nothing. You shoot it, you run out, you recharge, you shoot it, you run out, you recharge. There is no consequence. I mean, you can say, sure, I am using my energy, so it's weaker compared to a ballistic. Ballistic can go through a shield, so it's hitting the hull, it's doing more damage. Yes, you are right, but a ballistic has an ammo count. Oh, but we have an ammo count as repeaters, and I hear you. There's still no consequence. I run out of ammo. I'm done as a ballistic user. I'm done. I have to go get ammo. I gotta go get more. You just gotta sit there for a couple seconds, and you get it all back. So how do we have a consequence for energy-based weapons? Simple. Overheating, overloading. Don't take away the ammo count. Completely take it away for energy. Don't show an ammo count, period. The pilot should know when to stop firing. There should be audible cues from the system. There should be visual cues from just looking around. You should also be able to hear it. You can kind of hear like the sound of an energy weapon or just energy in general kind of hitting that overload state. And that would be more meaningful. That also puts the pilot at more awareness of what they're doing. Because right now you hold the trigger, let go. Hold the trigger, let go. There's no consequence. Ballistic users have to be very cautious because here's the thing. Our ammo comes at a cost. Once we're done, we're done. So we have to shoot strategically. We need to make sure we're hitting our target and we're hitting them in key points that we could disable the other ship. And then it's easy picking for us. Energy, there's no consequence. I'm going to keep shooting because guess what? I'm recharging. I'm going to keep shooting you. I'm not going to run out. You are. So, overloading, overheating. Let them hold that trigger all they want. Let them have no ammo, infinite ammo at the cost of blowing their energy. So, at the cost of blowing their power plant. At the cost of cooling system overheating. It can only take so much. It's like a car. Think of it that way. If I rev my engine too long, what's going to happen? Same thing for energy-based users. Let there be the consequence that if I hold that trigger too long, I could blow my power plant or I could hurt my cooling. Here's a cool thing too. You have that system in play. You're now making more. You're making more use for the engineering in a multi-crew ship. Hey engineer, I need more powered weapons. How can we divert power from shields, thrusters, whatever? I need energy. I need it now. We're in a battle. How do we do it? It now makes meaningful use for the engineer to try to figure out a solution. Okay, let me crunch some numbers here. Overclock this. Overclock that. Okay, Captain, you have about 15 seconds. Unload everything you can, but after that, we're going to be hurting. That's meaningful. That's strategic. You're now making a meaningful choice in a dire situation as an energy user, because the dire situation for a ballistic user, if I run out, I got nothing to fight with. The best case scenario, Ares series. You got Ion and an Inferno. I love my Inferno, man. I love it. But I also like the Ion because I have unlimited resource. So in current standing, I take the Ion all day, every day. I don't have to go back to base except to repair. I don't have to reload. I just go to repair. But I prefer my Inferno. I still use my Inferno when I play with friends because they can break the shield and then I'm getting pure damage. I don't have to fight through a shield and take weaker damage, hull damage. I'm now having pure damage to that ship. So that's another consequence for a ballistic user. If shields are up, sure, I'm penetrating it, but I'm doing weaker damage until the shields are down. So again, there's not really a consequence for energy users. So I think that's the biggest thing CIG could do. CIG, if you're listening to this video, please consider making energy, take away the hand-holding. I'm tired of the hand-holding. Take it away. No ammo count for energy users. or energy, I shouldn't say users, but energy-based weapons. Distortions should consume a lot of power. A lot of power. If I'm going to be able to disable a ship, it should consume a lot of power, and I also need to be careful I don't disable my own ship because I'm trying to take out your ship. And that makes strategic gameplay. It makes it feel way better. I mean, I'm just thinking of the scenarios in my head, and I don't want to make this video go too long, but think about it. Just think about it for a second, how many different scenarios you can have. You can still have your distortion, maybe throw a ballistic on it instead. So not distortion and repeaters because you're going to overload your system, distortion and ballistic. Now you have consequence, you have the I'm going to overheat or I'm going to run out of ammo, but you have a balance. So I'm going to hit them enough till they're done, and now I'm going to shoot them with my ballistic and hopefully take them out. Whereas if you have an energy and energy, I'm going to hit them with my distortion, but if I don't disable them with the distortion, I got a couple more shots that I can get in with my repeater before I'm overheating. And that's, again, consequence. It's a better system, and that's just what I feel would help benefit CIG so much and the community so much. I think dogfighting would be a heck of a lot better, because right now, again, people are running around with their F8s with distortions and repeaters, and once you get hit with those distortions, you're done for. It's quite sad. I mean, it's just nobody wants to dogfight anymore if they see that combo. It pretty much is a done deal, as long as the pilot's good and can hit their shots, of course. But hey, that's just my opinion, guys. I want to know your thoughts. I'm going to write some stuff in the comments down below, and I want to hear, again, please give me your thoughts. Maybe you have a different system that could benefit CIG. I would love to hear it. I hope CIG can see this, because I think this simple change could add so much to Star Citizen. And maybe they've already talked about it. I don't know. I really don't. But I think this would make engineering gameplay awesome, dogfighting awesome, components awesome, sub-components, if they want to go back into that, awesome. It just, to me, personally, makes everything awesome. Well, guys, that's my thoughts. I hope you enjoyed, and I will catch you on the next.